Hi, I'm Dr. Marcia Sirota, and today I want to talk about the kind of denial that some parents have around their family and this insistence on believing that they have a happy, connected, loving family. When we have those kinds of parents, what happens to the children when they grow up? So there are some parents who are absolutely determined to believe that their family is loving, close, bonded, everyone gets along, everyone's happy together, and it's all great. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe one of the children is physically, emotionally, or sexually abusing other children. Maybe one of the parents is physically, emotionally, or sexually abusing the children. And what happens when one or both parents are in denial of something really dark that's happening in the family? Well, the first thing, obviously, is that the behavior gets to continue unchecked. Because one or both parents refuse to believe that this kind of thing could happen in their perfect family, then the children will be abused and harmed very, very badly over a very long period of time because no one is protecting them. Because if we don't believe bad things are happening, we certainly can't protect the children from the bad things that are happening, either by the parent or by another sibling. And then when the children grow up, then there's a message that they've learned that even though it's not a message that was told to them directly, indirectly, this is what they would surmise. They would say to themselves, well, I didn't deserve to be protected because I must not be good enough. Or maybe it didn't really happen because if my parent or parents refused to acknowledge it, maybe I was imagining it. So they could feel kind of crazy, or they could feel worthless, or they could feel both crazy and worthless. And so two things happen. One, the behavior continues, it's perpetuated over years. And number two, the person on the receiving end of this kind of behavior grows up feeling very confused about their reality and very undeserving of good things, because if they were so bad as to have deserved what happened to them as a child, then they must be continually undeserving of good things as an adult. So being in denial about what could happen in a family allows the children of the family to be horrendously at risk. And even if this is a good family, there's never a perfect family. Even if it's a relatively good family, being in that kind of denial negates any possibility that the parent or parents could see anything that might be bad. And whatever, even minor things that are happening, the child still grows up feeling confused and undeserving of good things because these things don't get addressed. So it's so important for parents to face the truth, as unpleasant or painful as it might be. They must face the truth about their spouse, and they must face the truth about their kids. And of course, who do we love the most? Our children and our partner. However, we are responsible as parents to protect the children. It is the parent's responsibility to protect their children, even when it hurts the parent to do so, even when the parent doesn't want to face the truth about their child who might be perpetrating some harm on the other children, or about their spouse who might be doing the same thing. And so if you have children, you have to understand that your first responsibility is to them, because they are not able to protect themselves when they are little, and it's the parent's responsibility. So parents must not be in denial. They have to be open to whatever is possible, and they cannot just see themselves as this happy, perfect family where nothing bad happens, because then really bad things could happen. Now, parents who are able to see the truth are also able to catch things that might be starting to go wrong and prevent them from being worse. So for example, if they have a child who's troubled and the child is taking out their unhappiness on their sibling or siblings, then the parent can actually get this child help, not only protecting the innocent children from whatever bad behavior that troubled child is potentially going to do, but also protecting the troubled child and helping them be better, get better, and feel better. And that's a win-win. So parents who see the truth can protect their children, and not only the ones on the receiving end, but also the perpetrators. And then when it comes to the other parent or the step parent, if they are willing to see the truth, then they can nip things in the bud. And what that will do, it does a couple of things. Number one, it prevents the trauma of the receivers from being even worse than it might be. And it also shows the children that they are loved and that they are safe and that they can be protected. So it gives them a sense of security, it decreases their anxiety, and it makes them feel deserving of love and protection. Because the other thing that happens to a child who hasn't been protected is they feel unsafe in the world. They feel this constant sense of anxiety, because if they weren't protected as a child, they don't ever trust that they will be safe or protected as adults. And it's very hard for them to know how to protect themselves because they don't have a model of the parent who would have protected them in the past. So when we protect our children from other children or from our spouse, we teach them that they are safe in the world, that there are ways to be safe and to protect themselves and to get help from others who will protect them and support them. It teaches them that they are loved and worthy and deserving of good things, and it prevents a lot of trauma. And it also prevents them from feeling crazy and from minimizing or denying that bad things have happened because their parent or parents were doing the same thing. So it's so healthy to see the truth and to protect our children from potential harm. And it's so destructive to be in denial of the truth and to continue to allow harm to be perpetrated because we don't want to see anything bad about our spouse or our children. Of course, it's very painful to do it, but having children gives you that responsibility, and you have to take it if you don't want to keep perpetuating the cycle of harm. I'm Dr. Marcia Sirota. Please stay tuned for more videos on mental health and wellness. And Pixie says goodbye too.